little video from Miss Trixie. So tomorrow is alpaca shearing day. It is our second time having our girls sheared, and I do have an appointment after that with a mill to process our fiber. So today what we are doing is giving them each kind of a cleanup of all of the vegetable matter that is stuck in the fleece. So as you can see, Trixie here is a cutie. She's all big and fluffy. A few hour ago, she looked like Rosie here with stuff, straw everywhere, all that kinds of good stuff. So our shearer did recommend toilet bowl brushes for getting the majority of the stuff off of them. We don't want to pack it into their fiber anymore, but the more we get off them before we shear, the easier it is, because then once it's off of them, you still have to pick through it and get everything off. I'm told this is easier, and I have processed some fiber by hand, so I do know that the more you get off before the fiber comes off of them, the better. So here is Trixie's coat. Let me see if I can get a good spot. So they get big and fluffy. I'm trying to get down to her skin to kind of show you just how thick this is. I think I found skin, Trixie. So I found skin. Skin is way down here, so I can get all my fingers there, almost all the way up to the palm of my hand. So what is that? About 4 or 5 inches of fleece coat that Miss Trixie is packing on her. And you can tell too, as I separate some of her fiber, you can see how straw and bits kind of get all the way down there. So we're using a combination of that toilet bowl brush. I'm using some dog brushes. I did grab the shop vac to grab some of the stuff as I loosen it from her. If I have that, then it can at least get sucked up and it won't fall on her in another spot. So today we will be doing about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of alpaca brushing. There's Anna, our farm helper and animal whisperer, helping me out today. So as you can see, Laurel got a little bit of it done. Layla has not really been done much yet. Kayla, she's working on Matilda right now. Matilda is an old pro at this. She is about 15, so she's been through this probably about 15 times in her life. Some of the other girls, like Trixie, this will be her second time. And Rosie is only 3, so this is Rosie's 3rd time. So some of them tolerate it a little more than others. Laurel there is a little spitfire with her attitude towards getting brushed. So I will have some updates for you tomorrow as the shearers are here and they do their thing. I found our shearer on Facebook. What I tend to do is lurk when I need to learn or find something. So I needed to find somebody to shear our girls. So I watched and listened, and I found somebody that came recommended. We had them out last year. I was really happy with how it went. They were a great team. They obviously knew what they were doing, and at that point they knew a heck of a lot more than I did about handling the alpacas on shearing day, since I was so new to it. So I really appreciated that, and our girls did well. So we are looking forward to having them back out tomorrow. Right, Trixie? Some of us are looking forward to it, although they are getting warmer, so I think they will enjoy their haircuts. Anyway, that is prep for shearing day. If anybody is looking for some fiber, I'm going to have their blankets processed. For those of you who are newer to the whole shearing thing like I was. So they do 1st, 2nd, and 3rd cuttings, and of course it's how clean the material is and how big of the fiber pieces. I don't even have all the lingo down yet. Anyway, so the first cut, or the firsts, are the blanket, and they actually take their entire like back coat off all as one blanket. And so it's one cut, so they know what they're doing, and they very efficiently and effectively go back and forth to get the blanket off. Once it comes off, we'll actually be shearing, weather permitting, right here tomorrow, so I will clean this all off too. They'll take it all off in a blanket. They will immediately wrap it in plastic, label it, get it out of the way, and then as they clean up the rest of them, like their necks and their heads and their legs, that tends to go into the seconds and thirds. So the second cut then would be like the second longest stuff and the second cleanest stuff, and then the thirds is everything else. And they'll often mix all the thirds up. So while they'll be separated by color, typically for their first and seconds, once it gets to the thirds and the leftovers, then they'll kind of put that all together, and people use that for all number of things. You can put it out for birds to make nests. You can use it in your garden beds. If you're very, very patient and you want to, you can pick through it, get all this lovely vegetable matter out. You could felt it, do different things. So this year I'm looking forward to having some yarn made. I'm going to have some felted into big sheets on their machines so that we can make some insoles for shoes and boots, which should be pretty awesome to try. Look at, the more I'm doing this, the more I'm just feeling more and more stuff in her. So yeah, so they'll each get probably at least 2 hours a piece of brushing and kind of plucking this stuff out before it's time tomorrow. Then we will do our thing. So that's all I've got for you today on alpacas and prepping for shearing.